Creek, there lived a girl named Emma. Emma was known for her kind heart and adventurous spirit. With her long, wavy brown hair and warm hazel eyes, she brought a smile to everyone she met. The sun always seemed to shine brighter when she was around. Emma had dreams of traveling the world and making a difference, but there was one thing that made her life complicated: her boyfriend, Ryan. Ryan was charming and full of dreams, too. He had a way of making Emma laugh, and she loved those moments they shared. They would spend lazy afternoons at the park, talking about their hopes and plans. He would often whisper sweet promises in her ear. "I will love you forever, Emma," he would say, holding her close. Emma believed him wholeheartedly. They were inseparable, and the whole town thought they were perfect together. One day, Emma and Ryan planned a big trip to the beach. They were both excited, but Ryan suddenly canceled the night before. "I have to take care of something important," he said, looking nervous. Emma's heart sank, but she understood. Life sometimes got in the way. Days turned into weeks, and Ryan became distant. Emma called and texted him, but responses were short and infrequent. She felt a dark cloud forming over her heart. Despite her worries, she held on to hope, thinking he would return. Then one evening, Emma received a message from Ryan. It was short, only a few lines. "I'm sorry, Emma. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving town." The word struck her like a thunderbolt. How could he leave without saying goodbye? All the promises they made seemed to vanish like smoke in the wind. Emma felt lost and broken. Her friends, Sarah and Mia, were concerned. They noticed how Emma had changed. She was no longer the cheerful girl who lit up the room. She spent most of her days in her room, avoiding the world outside. Sarah knocked on her door one afternoon. "Emma, we're worried about you. Come out. Let's go for a walk." Reluctantly, Emma agreed. The fresh air felt good, but her heart ached. As they walked through the park, Sarah and Mia gently encouraged her to talk about Ryan. He made promises, but he left. "It hurts," Emma said, her voice trembling. "I thought he loved me." Mia took Emma's hand. "You are stronger than you think. Breakups hurt, but you can heal. Let's do something fun together. It might help." Emma nodded, knowing her friends only wanted to help. That weekend, the three friends decided to go hiking in the nearby mountains. The sun was shining, and the air was crisp. As they climbed, Emma felt a twinge of excitement. The sounds of nature surrounded them, chirping birds and rustling leaves. For a moment, she forgot her sadness. Reaching the top, they sat on a rock overlooking the valley below. "Look how beautiful everything is," Mia said. "Sometimes you have to look for beauty in the world, even when you feel alone." Emma smiled weakly, taking in the view. The mountains reminded her that life was full of ups and downs. As the days passed, Emma slowly started to find her footing again. She set small goals for herself, like reading a new book each week or painting. She had always loved art, and the colors on the canvas allowed her to express her emotions, both sad and hopeful. Each stroke of her paintbrush brought her a little closer to healing. One evening, while Emma was painting in her room, a knock on the door interrupted her. It was Sarah and Mia, holding pizzas and ice cream. "We miss our happy girl," Sarah said with a smile. Emma laughed, her heart warming. They spent the night laughing and sharing stories, a feeling of joy returning to her life. As the weeks turned into months, Emma noticed a change. She started volunteering at the local animal shelter, finding comfort in caring for the animals. There, she met Jake, a kind and friendly boy who shared a love for animals. They bonded quickly over their shared interests, spending time walking dogs and playing with the cats. One day, as they were cleaning the shelter, Jake looked at Emma and said, "You have a light about you. I admire your strength." Emma felt a spark inside her. She realized that while Ryan had hurt her, it had also opened a door for new possibilities. She found strength within herself that she never knew existed. As the seasons changed, Emma's heart healed. She learned to forgive Ryan, not for him, but for herself. She understood that sometimes people made decisions for their own reasons, and it was not her fault. She held on to the memories of their time together, but also embraced the journey ahead. One sunny afternoon, Emma stood atop a hill overlooking Willow Creek, her heart full of hope. She witnessed the beauty of life and all its possibilities. With her friends by her side and new adventures waiting, she felt ready to embrace the future. The heartbreak had changed her, but it did not define her. Emma promised herself that she would always find strength after heartbreak and never lose her spark. Months later, as she walked hand in hand with Jake during the annual town festival, Emma felt a warmth in her heart. She had found someone who appreciated her for who she was. With laughter and love surrounding her, she knew she was on the right path. Forever was not bound by one person. It was about embracing every moment and every new beginning. Emma had learned that life was about growth, love, and resilience. In the end, she discovered that though Ryan had promised forever and left without goodbye, she had the power to write her own story of strength and courage. With a smile on her face, she welcomed whatever came next, ready for all the adventures that lay ahead. Characters: Eliza, a young woman, early 20s, who experiences heartbreak but discovers her inner strength. Ben, Eliza's boyfriend, charming and seemingly devoted, but ultimately leaves without explanation. Chloe, Eliza's best friend, supportive and understanding. Daniel, a kind and thoughtful man who enters Eliza's life later, offering friendship and a new perspective on love. Original, type contemporary romance, emotional growth. Eliza and Ben's story began like a classic romantic movie. They met at a coffee shop, their hands brushing as they both reached for the same book. Ben, with his warm smile and easygoing nature, captivated Eliza instantly. He was everything she thought she wanted: kind, funny, and genuinely interested in her dreams. Their relationship blossomed quickly. They spent hours talking, exploring the city, and laughing until their stomachs hurt. Ben painted a picture of a future together, filled with shared adventures, cozy nights, and unwavering love. He whispered promises of forever under starry skies, and Eliza, completely smitten, believed every word. "I can't imagine my life without you," he'd say, holding her close. "We're meant to be, Eliza." Eliza, a dreamer at heart, embraced these promises wholeheartedly. She envisioned their future, a small house with a garden, maybe a dog, and a lifetime of happiness. She introduced Ben to a family who adored him, and he became an integral part of her life. Chloe, Eliza's best friend, was initially cautious. "He seems great, she'd said, "but don't rush into anything. Make sure he's really who he says he is." Eliza, blinded by love, dismissed Chloe's concerns. Ben was perfect, or so she thought. Then, the unthinkable happened. It started subtly. Ben became distant, less attentive. His call became less frequent, his texts shorter. He made excuses for not seeing her, citing work or family obligations. Eliza tried to brush it off, telling herself it was just a phase, a temporary setback. But deep down, a knot of anxiety tightened in her stomach. One Tuesday morning, Eliza woke up to a text message from Ben. It was a simple message. He said that he needed some time and space. He promised to explain everything. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Eliza's calls went unanswered, her texts unread. Ben had vanished without a trace, leaving her with nothing but unanswered questions and a shattered heart. The pain was unbearable. Eliza felt like she was drowning in a sea of confusion and despair. She replayed every moment of their relationship in her head, searching for clues, for answers. Where did she go wrong? Why did he leave? Chloe was her rock during this difficult time. She listened patiently as Eliza poured out her heart, offering words of comfort and unwavering support. "It's going to be okay, she'd say, holding her hand. "You're strong, and you'll get through this." But Eliza didn't feel strong. She felt broken, lost, and utterly alone. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't focus on anything. Her world had shrunk to the four walls of her apartment, and the weight of her grief threatened to suffocate her. One evening, Chloe dragged Eliza out of the house for a walk in the park. The fresh air and the vibrant colors of the flowers offered a small measure of solace. As they walked, Eliza noticed a man sitting on a bench, sketching in a notebook. He looked up and smiled, a warm, genuine smile that reached his eyes. "That's a lovely drawing," Eliza said, surprising herself with her own words. "Thank you," he replied. "I'm Daniel. I come here to sketch when I need to clear my head." Eliza and Daniel struck up a conversation. He was kind, thoughtful, and a good listener. He didn't pry into her personal life, but he offered a sympathetic ear when she spoke about her pain. Over the next few weeks, Eliza and Daniel met regularly in the park. They talked about everything and nothing, sharing stories, dreams, and fears. Daniel helped Eliza see the world in a new light, reminding her of the beauty and joy that still existed, even in the midst of her heartbreak. He never tried to replace Ben or to rush her into a new relationship. He simply offered his friendship, his support, and his unwavering belief in her strength. "You're an amazing woman, Eliza," he said one day. "You're kind, intelligent, and full of life. Don't let one bad experience define you." His words resonated deeply within Eliza. She realized that she had allowed Ben's actions to dictate her self-worth. She had forgotten who she was, what she was capable of. With Daniel's encouragement, Eliza started to rebuild her life. She threw herself into her work, rediscovered her passion for painting, and reconnected with old friends. She started taking yoga classes, finding solace in the physical and mental discipline. It wasn't easy. There were days when the pain felt overwhelming, when the memories of Ben resurfaced, threatening to pull her back into the darkness. But Eliza refused to give up. She reminded herself of her strength, her resilience, and her capacity for love. 1 year after Ben left, Eliza received a letter. It was from Ben. In the letter, he apologized for his abrupt departure, explaining that he had been struggling with personal issues and hadn't known how to communicate them. He admitted that he had made a mistake, that he regretted hurting her, and that he hoped she could find it in her heart to forgive him. Eliza read the letter with a mix of emotions. There was anger, sadness, and a lingering sense of betrayal. But there was also a sense of closure. She realized that she had already moved on, that she had found happiness and strength within herself. She wrote back to Ben, acknowledging his apology and wishing him well. But she made it clear that their paths were no longer aligned. Eliza's story is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of self-love. It's a reminder that heartbreak is not the end, but an opportunity for growth and transformation. It's a story about finding strength in the face of adversity and discovering that true love begins with oneself. It's about realizing that sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones we write for ourselves. Once upon a time, in a quaint little town named Maplewood, a young woman named Lily lived in a cozy cottage surrounded by tall trees and blooming flowers. Lily was a kind-hearted and gentle soul with a passion for painting. She spent hours creating beautiful artworks, capturing the magic of nature on a canvas. One sunny morning, while taking a stroll in the park, Lily met a charming man named Ethan. He had bright blue eyes and a warm smile that made her heart flutter. They chatted for hours, sharing dreams and aspirations. Lily discovered that Ethan loved adventure and enjoyed hiking in the mountains. They quickly became close friends, spending time together exploring the town, sharing laughter, and creating beautiful memories. As weeks passed, their bond deepened, blossoming into love. Ethan would often tell Lily how special she was to him, promising her forever. "I will always be here for you," he would say, holding her hands and looking deeply into her eyes. Lily felt like the luckiest girl in the world. However, as summer turned into autumn, Ethan's behavior began to change. He became distant and often canceled their plans. One chilly evening, Lily waited at their favorite cafe for Ethan, hoping to share hot cocoa and stories. Hours passed, but he never showed up. Heartbroken and worried, she tried calling him, but his phone went straight to voicemail. Days turned into weeks, and Lily's heart ached with each passing moment. Eventually, she received a message from Ethan. "I'm sorry, Lily. I need to go. I can't do this anymore." Those words shattered her. He left without a goodbye or explanation. Devastated, Lily locked herself in a room for days, surrounded by unfinished paintings. She felt lost and empty, wondering how someone she loved could just disappear. Her friends, Sarah and Mia, tried to help her heal. They encouraged her to go out and find joy again. "You are strong, Lily," Sarah said, sitting beside her. "You can get through this." Despite their support, Lily struggled to find strength. One morning, while wandering in the woods, she stumbled upon a beautifully colored leaf lying on the ground. It was vibrant, different from the dull brown leaves surrounding it. That moment ignited something within her. She realized that even in her sadness, there was beauty waiting to be found. With renewed determination, Lily picked up her paintbrush again. She started painting her feelings, pouring her heart onto the canvas. Each stroke represented her pain, her anger, and a journey of healing. Slowly, the vibrant colors brought life back into her world. It took time, but each day she painted, she felt a little lighter, a little stronger. One day, while showcasing her paintings at a local art fair, Lily met a kind-hearted man named Daniel. He was an art enthusiast who appreciated Lily's talent. They struck up a conversation, and Lily found his presence comforting. Daniel listened to her, and she shared her story, feeling a sense of relief as she did. He didn't judge her, but rather celebrated her strength. As they spent time together, Daniel encouraged Lily to embrace new experiences. He invited her to join him on hikes, and slowly she began to rediscover the joy of adventure. The mountains where Ethan once took her now became places of new memories. Each hike brought laughter, fresh air, and the warmth of friendship. Months passed, and Lily grew stronger, both emotionally and artistically. She realized that love could be found in different forms, and friendship could heal even the deepest wounds. Daniel became a true friend, supporting her dreams and encouraging her art. They would often laugh, inspire one another, and share their hopes for the future. One evening, as they stood at the edge of a cliff watching the sunset, Lily felt a sense of peace wash over her. The sky was painted in shades of orange, purple, and pink, much like her new canvas of life. Daniel turned to her and said, "You've come a long way, Lily. I admire your strength." Lily smiled, remembering the pain that once consumed her. "Thank you, Daniel. You've helped me see things differently. I realize that while Ethan promised forever, I'm the one who must keep moving forward." With each day, Lily's heart healed a little more. She learned that life could be unpredictable, and love could change direction unexpectedly. Yet, through all the heartache, she found her passion again. She started to host art classes, sharing her love for painting with others. The laughter of her students filled her cottage, a warm reminder that happiness could return. One peaceful afternoon, while she was teaching a class, she received a text from Ethan. "Lily, I'm back in town. I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry. Can we talk?" Her heart felt heavy. Memories of their past rushed back, but she realized she had moved on. She took a deep breath, knowing she had found her strength. She replied, "I've grown since you left, Ethan. I wish you well, but I'm happy now." Closing her eyes for a moment, she felt the weight lift from her heart. She was no longer defined by their past, but by her present and the future she was building. As the sun set that day, Lily continued to paint, her colors brighter and bolder than ever. She understood now that love was not just about promises. It was about strength and the ability to rise after falling. And in that moment, she promised herself, "I am enough.